Decadê.
I just really hate to see us fall on our face
It's
on
what I to add, that's all the injury is like you, and then you take a bunch of black out here in this county of Georgia. You know, Georgia's the DA is the mayor is black, the judge is black. You know, and with so much, man, with so much crime, man, going on, like, so much white collar crime, malfeasance going on across America. You know how Brett Favre could steal, millions of dollars and to be talked about for a week, and after a week it disappears, and how, how what's the little white boy up there in Wisconsin, who was killing folks around George Floyd.
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, how Rittenhouse a trial can, last for a week, get the buzz, and it goes away. You understand? I just hate the fact that the so-called just us system, you understand what I'm saying, is constantly failing black people, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, because, in the words of the minister, you understand what I'm saying, Farrakhan, we're meant to be burden bearers, to these folk in this country. You understand what I'm saying? So, any push, any attempt for you to create whatever kind of empire, what empire has been created without some form of violence, some regulation, some regulatory defeats or hostile takeovers. You did, but when black people do, whenever black people do it, we'll always get overtones of violence and indulge in animalistic behavior and being just menace to society. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's so unfair, dude. And like that YSL stuff, man, it's a perfect example of it, man. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I hope the homie don't have to sit up in that box. You did, sitting in the biscuit ain't good for motherfucker. But at the same time, between time, you did, like, man, if God did get you, don't sit it down, homie. You heard me? Because that's the only one gonna be able to sit you down. You did? For real. Like, they'll kill that body quick. Like, them little niggas like Gunner, they not like, and all the rest of them little niggas who, alleged snitching, they not expecting these little dudes to go out there and be prosperous after this end. Their expectations of them and their livelihood and their lives have been cut short dramatically just by these actions alone. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what you do, man. You kill a head, man, and the body gonna fall, man. You understand what I'm saying? So, and then it's an easier job to let ignorant black folk do it to each other. It's gonna be some ignorant little ninja out there, man, who YSL crazy, that's gonna end up killing one of these little dudes because this little nigga ain't getting no money. He's just told to get out of jail. Where you think he finna go? To the Bahamas? What, Thugger had him? No.
Right.
Where you think this little nigga finna go? To Turkey Caicos? Where Thugger just had him? No. He's gonna go back to the hood, nigga, where he came to snatch some of that up out of her. And them little same shards that you left, you did when you had 60, 70 G's in your account, because nothing put you on, you know what I'm saying, you had 100 in your account. You know what I'm saying? The same little shards, the piranhas that you left up out that pool where you got to go jump back in. And one of you niggas going to pop your top just on strength because you crazy. You feel me? And, man, so that's how this shit go, man. And, it's unfortunate, but, it just led to the Willie Lynchism effect, man, that, that black have, forever, etched in their minds,
Hey, bro, you still think the Willie Lynch effect is something that's still in play amongst our community?
Bro, like, man, the man predicted, man, 400 years ago was how long? Was 17, 20, 21? Come on, bro. Like, dude, over 400 years, the man, if we apply these practices, man, to stand on it, man, to its full effect, man, these rules, man, these practices, man, could last 400 plus years. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I mean, and they have, and they've always have, unfortunately. You dig? And what's sad is our just natural zest for, for things, man, and materialism, man. Like, and I'm not exempt to it, dude. I'm a human being, you know what I'm saying, who been oppressed my entire life. People, the The whole and the white man ain't did nothing to you, theory, like, bro, that's a whole damn lie, bro.
Yeah.
Like Yakub, bro, has purposely set trap after trap after trap after trap after trap out here for people who look like you and I, my boy. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, and if you're not, and only in the only an 85%, you understand what I'm saying? Only an 85% would beg to differ. You know, and you know, from our food, man, to our clothing, dude. It's all a plan, man, about by the evil one, man, to to create separation and distance. And people are right now just being victimized by it, dude. Like, I'm humble, bro, and I try to remain that way.
Yeah.
I know how I feel to be in the box. I know how I feel in the biscuit. I ain't talking about for a few hours or a few weeks, or a couple of years. I literally grew up, it's like yourself, in prison, man. Yeah, and it fortunately saved my life. You understand what I'm saying? It did more good to me than harm.
Well, nah, I think that's relative, right? Because I definitely understand why you say that, right? Yeah. And I agree. It saved my life. I do believe that if I would have stayed, and I honestly believe it, if I would have stayed on the streets in the time that I did behind bars during that time frame, I would have lost my life at some point. Nigga would have got me. You understand what I'm saying? I believe that shit. On the flip side, though, right? All the lessons we learned, all the discipline we attained, all the books we read, all the honing and sharpening of our crafts, everything that we got from that experience that we can claim was positive. What about when the doors opened, though, and we came home? And neither one of us did winehead bids, you know what I'm saying, a few months, a year. We did time. So reacclimating in society, you did more than me. So reacclimating in society was a struggle for us. Now, at that point, that's when the regret for me set in. You see what I'm saying? Like, damn, I fucked up my life. You understand?
Yeah.
Around this motherfucker scrubbing toilets for $8.50.
Yeah.
Kind of want to go back to what I know, but at the same time, like I just said, I just learned too much to go back to what I know. What was that experience for you? You know what I'm saying? Because I know reacclimating back into society is different for everybody based on their circumstances.
First and foremost, I think we all, in a nutshell, I think everyone who breaks the seal, particularly after doing an extended amount of time in there, you go through you obviously go through a shock, be it cultural, be it chronological shock, failure shock, personal shock, interpersonal shock, economic shock. You understand? So like you just hit with like the biggest blowing, you know what I'm saying? Where your reality, where reality and disbelief is now trying to separate itself. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you're in a biscuit, we often refer to the streets as being the world.
Right.
You've heard of us refer to the bricks being the world.
The world, right?
Because in my personal opinion, when you're locked in that place and you undergo sensory deprivation, and what I mean by sensory deprivation, your senses are halted. Your five senses are quintessentially halted from everything that's normal. The normalcy of life has ceased to exist. So hearing a baby cry, you don't hear that.
You don't hear that
for years. You locked up 20 years, you don't hear the moan of a woman's voice. Yeah. You don't smell a sweet potato pie being baked. You don't hear you don't smell perfume. So all of these things that you're not being deprived of, your touch, taste, smell, all your senses deprived, and now you've been let out of the biscuit, and now you're being overwhelmed, all your senses, at one time. You know what I'm saying? And it's such of a detrimental impact on someone who's been that age after so much time, after being sensory deprived. to expect them to handle this overdose of senses and to get it by himself with no help, with nothing, is asking too much of a human being to acclimate himself back into a system where he was deemed unworthy to be in because of a mistake he made. So,
Right.
so the actual setup, I mean, it's all physical and physiologically. We all exist through our bone, our sinews, and both through melanate. That's why we're all incarcerated in the house, so much so being deprived of the sun, because the sun will activate, the pineal gland, the that gets the things moving on us, to help produce vitamin D to help, strengthen our bones, keep us mentally active, to keep us neurologically safe and sane. There was a time where I woke up and said, it was like probably 3.5 years. I don't mean to digress. Like 3.5 years, I woke up and said, I ain't been locked up 3.5 years. I ain't went to SIG. I was in SIG 6 months. It was a time in the middle of the night I woke up, and there was an immediate feeling that came over. It was so overwhelming for me to just leave. And when I stood up out my rack, and almost immediately after it came, it left, and I came right back to my senses. But I literally, for an instant, I literally experienced going out of my mind. If you heard that saying before, man, I
Yeah.
almost lost my mind. I
Yeah.
literally almost lost my mind.
Mm.
And that was the first and the last time I had that in the duration of my bit. And that was, man, like, it was only happened once in 14 years, dude, and it never happened again.
Mm.
But that's what sensory deprivation is, and that's when any human being, I don't care who you are, I mean, unless you're dead ass set and you are determined to stick to the. I'm talking about there will be no I'm going to hold it up. There will be silence and secrecy. You understand? Unless you're that, then you're folded. You're folded. You're going to go in there. You're going to see those conditions. But as soon as you go over there, the second you hit your ass, hit that bullpen, I don't care what. I'm imagining every bullpen injury across this country is the same. Concrete steel, nigga. You heard me?
Yeah.
And dudes, when they think they built for it, man, like, you're not, you're not, man. I'm supposed to have. I never been to the penitentiary before I went. I was supposed to have 6 rappies, dude. You hear me?
Mm.
I got a body that I didn't even try to do, dude.
Mm.
Unfortunately. And if I'd have told, I'd have definitely been home earlier. But at the same time, it would have went against everything that I had instilled in me at that time. And in the night, just like yourself, like coming from the trenches, like we were given law, we were given the tools, of the trade that we were in. Like we just didn't go about slanging pitchforks and hand grenades, all willy nilly.
Right.
You had to definitely be in a vision and understand, what you were talking about, particularly if you were somewhere else. You got caught on 57 and your ass was on 79th and ain't nobody know who you were, and you didn't know the duck or you didn't know the we or the I, that was your ass, and vice versa. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, okay, if you don't know that, at least what's 1 through 6. If you don't know 1 through, that's really your ass. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And dudes don't go off there, and they never will again.
Hey, what you just said is such a foreign concept to so many new niggas, bro. Like, man, I wish a nigga would stop me and ask me, what the fuck? I wish. Yeah, nigga, but it was like that. And nigga, if you didn't know that, nigga, them Louisville Sluggers came out. You know what I'm saying?
People don't screen anybody. People don't get screened these days because the set of security is not the same.
Yeah.
20, 30 years ago, 20, 25 years ago, that was an actual intricate and very, very, very well thought out and planned set of security as far as the guys when it came down to how we would securitize our neighborhood. You couldn't go from one, you couldn't get through, a car couldn't get from Ashland to Loomis driving recklessly without that car being noticed, without someone being on that car and possibly that car being taken down and or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
like there was no such thing as you being able to drive from 78th or 77th and laughing, or 57th and laughing all the way to being reckless without being stop, check, possibly blew down, whatever. There was certain points of security. There was certain checks of security, and people might try to oh, you talking about security, man. I mean just that, like
security.
Right, there was security, and it was you and I. Hold on, bro, who are you? Where you from? Get your hands out of your pocket. And people may think that these things like this were, oh, ain't nobody gonna tell. But they were actual methods of safety that we use and utilize to keep ourselves alive. You understand what I'm saying?
And it saved our lives at times.
That saved our lives at a time, bro. Just the mission of, hey, yo, take your hands out your pocket. You understand? These are some tactics that all officers use right now. Hey, take your hands out your pocket. Who are? I don't know who you are, et cetera, et cetera. But in this day and age, money pretty much has saturated dudes' beliefs and saturated their codes. With money being the chief evil substance in all of life, man, dudes are willing to do anything for it, become anything for it. And when you got somebody who's willing to do anything for a dollar bill, that's when you're truly dealing with a snake ass nigga, bro.
All right, man. Listen, it was a pleasure having you on, man. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man. This has been episode 3. Whole lot of cash. 7 bitch.
Whole lot of cash, baby.
Yeah. Hey, we got some music on the way. We got a lot of stuff going on, so you definitely gonna see this tandem in the future. Hey, but you got anything you want to plug? Anything you got going on? Social media sites? Anything you got? You want to throw out there for the audience to latch on to?
Hey, right now, man, y'all check out a Whole Lot of Cash, man. My homie Big Dog podcast, man. Other than that, man, y'all, hey, I'm gonna try to keep it coming for y'all, man. I got something in the making. It's all good. I ain't got no plugs and none of that right now. Just watch me blow. And when you see me again, just know it, man. We not friends, man. I'm your brother from another mother, man.
Ain't no question.
Believe that, bro. Straight up.
Ain't no question. And any of you niggas that think you can sing, I got 5,000 on my man right now.
Right, bro. You got 5
racks on bro right now. Yeah.
Right now.
But look.
Get my loofah on.
Yeah. Hey, whole lot of cash. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, sir.
I'll catch y'all next week.
Inglewood.